Hi, this is Shar from the Real Kitchen for Real People, and I hope everyone is doing well and enjoying the good weather we're having and the good rain. We sure need it. This morning I'm going to um, show you how I prepare my veggie omelet. I got up this morning and I wanted an omelet with my coffee. So, uh, the ingredients I have here posted is you can put as much as you want in your omelet for your vegetables and stuff, your items. But in this omelet, I'm gonna just have a veggie omelet, and I got about a tablespoon of chopped onions, a tablespoon of green bell pepper, and a tablespoon of red bell pepper. So this is all I'm going to put in my omelet this morning. And I'm going to put the cheese, of course. You can't have an omelet without cheese. So I'll have sharp cheddar cheese and Parmesan cheese. So in this bowl, to get started, we have two eggs in this bowl. You don't have to have a whole lot of eggs to make an omelet. I know some people use 4 and 5 eggs. But I just can't eat that many eggs. So this is just for a single person, or me and my husband, we just split the one because one is really too much. So this morning we're going to have the 2 eggs in the bowl, and we just put a dash of salt, okay, and probably about a tablespoon of milk in your bowl with your eggs. And what you're going to do is whip that up. So the secret on making a good omelet is not how many eggs you use. It's the combination of the egg and milk. So I just use a little bit more milk uh, in my eggs than I use when I'm scrambling. Because when I scramble eggs, I'll use milk. But when I'm making an omelet, I'll use a little more milk to give me that fluffy omelet. So we're going to whip this up here in the bowl. And what I do is I just whip it until I see bubbles. And all that dark yellow is pale yellow. So because you want to make sure you whip that egg and milk and salt together really good. And I know a lot of recipes calls for like 4 or 5 eggs, and that's just a lot of. Now, I guess if you're feeding a lot of people, that would be okay, but we always just use 2 eggs and milk in here, and it gives you the excellent fluffy omelet that we all love. So you see how those bubbles are in there? That's what I want to see. So now what I'll do is turn on my omelet skillet. I'll turn it on medium heat. But before I turn it on, I want to spray it real good with Pam spray. And then I always put like a teaspoon of butter in the pan. So we're going to do that now. So I'm going to spray this cast iron skillet down really good. Spread around the edges. Okay. Turn on your medium heat. And then I'll put about a teaspoon of butter into the skillet. And let it melt. Once it's melted, then I'll add my mixture. Now, when you're adding your egg mixture, you can either add your vegetables first and let them saute in your skillet if you prefer your vegetables a little softer. But in my recipe, my spin on my omelet, I don't like my vegetables cooked soft. So I've always put my mixture in first and let it get, good and done. And then I'll add the other ingredients. So as you can see, my butter is getting nice and melted. And the skillet is heated pretty good because you see those bubbles. And it don't take very long for a cast iron skillet to get hot. But if you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can use whatever you have. The whole idea in the kitchen is to use what you have, do the best with what you have. So that's ready to add. I'm going to add my egg mixture. And as it cooks, it'll start getting a light yellow around the edge of your pan. Around here, it'll start. And I like it to get about right here before I start pushing it. And I'll show you that in a minute as it. I'm going to make sure I get all that egg out of there. And these are always good to make ahead of time. If you need to make breakfast and head out for work, you can actually make these at night and, put them in a container and they'd be just as good if you're in a hurry to go somewhere or whatever. But see how that's done? It's a light yellow all the way around. So what I want to do is kind of turn my temperature down just a little bit, and then what I call this is a push and tilt. You push it in because it's done there, and tilt it to make sure that egg mixture is down where it could cook. And you could do that all the way around your omelet just to make sure that egg is done. And you just continue that process all the way around till you don't see that shiny look in the middle. Just do that real carefully with your fork. And see how it's getting all light yellow now. And I also take the fork and just kind of punch it a little bit in the middle. That way, that ensures that egg is getting the heat too in the middle. So see how that looks? So now that it's about like that, I'll add my vegetables to this. So I'm going to add my tablespoon of each one of these, which is my red bell peppers. And you can add whatever. You might want to add mushrooms or whatever your preference is. You can do that. That's the beauty of cooking. You can create your own masterpiece. Okay. So I'm going to add all my veggies in there. And this is so good, and it's really healthy, good protein to start your day out with. And you can add meat, bacon, sausage, or whatever you want. But in this particular video, I'm just showcasing the veggie omelet. I'll show you the other with the meat omelet in a different video. So see how it's all done in there. So I want to turn my heat down to the medium low, because at this point I want to just add a little black pepper in here while it's cooking, so that way it'll be inside. Okay, And now I'm going to add my cheese. Now I'm going to use sharp cheddar cheese and Parmesan cheese, but you can use whatever cheese you have at home. But I'm going to just add these two cheese in this. I just grabbed about a fourth cup of each of the cheeses, because what's the omelet without a great cheese and a lot of cheese? So I'll put that in there. And then same for the other kind. I usually don't put no more than 2 different types of cheese. I don't want to go overboard, but that's up to you if you want to do that. Spread that around in there real nice. And you can add tomatoes. I've made it with tomatoes and rotel tomatoes. And it's just fun to make because you can just be creative with it. Okay, so now that you're at this point, you'll take a spatula and turn your omelet over. You're going to flip it in the pan. So when you do this, be very careful because you don't want to tear up your omelet after all of this work. So make sure your spatula is underneath, okay? And what you're going to do is just lightly flip it over, like that. Flip it over. And see how beautiful that is? And not only beautiful, it is delicious. So I'm going to have this with some sourdough toast and some banana, and I'm going to have a cup of coffee with this. And so what I do is just cut it. If you want to cut it, if it's too much for one person, which it is here, we usually will cut this and serve 2 people. Because you really don't need all that egg. So you see how fluffy it is, and that's only 2 eggs. So I couldn't imagine making one with more than 2 eggs. But that milk, it just makes it fluffy. So that's all it is to it, to making an omelet. It's very easy and it's delicious, and it's going to be good because you know whatever I cook, I'm going to eat it. So what I'm going to do now is plate it for you and sit down with that cup of coffee and enjoy this wonderful omelet. Now, if you like this recipe, be sure to thumbs up for me and comment and let me know what you've tried, you know, what vegetables you've tried. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps me, and it helps me to offer you more delicious recipes online for free. So be sure to do that. And then also it'd be giveaways in the future. So you want to be subscribed so you can take part in that. And also I've had a cookbook published, and it is now available on Amazon.com, and it is a family story cookbook. It's a unique cookbook that the creative director, illustrator from Studio 1180 have created to replicate my mom's handwriting on the cover. So it is really a neat family cookbook. It'll give you ideas to start creating your own family memories, and it is just a special book. And so it is available for you on Amazon.com, and I'll leave the link below. So without further ado, I'm going to plate it so I can get ready to eat it. Okay, I'm getting ready to chow down on this delicious omelet. Be sure to try it. And a reminder, check out the Family Story Cookbook. Until we meet again, love, and God bless.